Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are back with the full throttle racing crew, ladies and gentlemen, for a brand new championship. And when I say brand new, it really is brand new. It's new cars, new generation of the touring cars that they're looking at. And yeah, everything's fresh for these guys also, with the addition of the Renault, what is it, GAN, in as their single car make. And they'll all be carrying liveries over the last 10 years of the next generation touring cars, hence the name NexGen Touring Cars Revival. And it's rounds 1, 2 and 3, ladies and gentlemen. And so it's a fresh dossier. 0 points. No one is ahead of anybody at the moment. So I'm just looking down, hoping everything is good for the stream. It seems all right. Bit jittery, possibly. Sounds quiet. I usually have it turned down a lot more than that. And, yeah, maybe not. Right, so let's have a look. So you may, I haven't brought my glasses. That's not good. They can't be far away, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Right by the kettle, just like the wife said. They know all. They know all, people. Sorry? Yeah, and I just said they're right by the kettle, like the wife said. They know all. Anyway, so let's have a look who we've got in the house. Now, you guys, hopefully, if you've got a better touring car knowledge than me, you'll do better, because pretty much after '98, the manufacturers all pulled out because it was all too expensive, and they started doing ballast and all sorts of weird things to try and make the racing closer, and they've just put all sorts of cars in there. I kind of lost interest, so I won't recognise any of these cars, but to you guys out there with a keen eye, these are all homages to touring cars past. So Evil Dragon out there at the moment seems to be fastest man. We might be qualifying. It's gone 8 o'clock. It's 4 minutes past 8, and they usually qualify at 8. So I'm not sure if we're qualifying yet or not. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I wouldn't imagine someone sat in the pits if it is. So we got JW Talks M Sport. Second fastest at the moment. We're at Bathurst. I don't know if I told you. Rounds 1, 2 and 3 are the Bathurst Mount Panorama Dorama. And JW at the moment. Feeling what that dirty air feels like. I tell you, these cars look banging though, don't they? A bit of slide in the corners there. So Dre showing you how much slide there in fact is. So I'm guessing we're not qualifying just yet. St. Dash, or STD Ash, depending on how his race is going, he's third fastest at the moment. In free practice, doing very well in the eBay McGann. Wadwick. Oh, Wadwick was giving it big balls around there, ladies and gents. I caught the end of a beautiful slide. Wadwick in the Pertec. Decided that corner's too much for him, or he's too much for that corner, one or the other. It was a rock and a hard place, and he went through the middle. So Wadwick just going for a super run, it looks like. Beautiful stuff. And the Groot going with the Redstone. And like I said, you guys, probably this is some sort of you're like, well, tell me, educate me. If you're out there, educate me of what years I'm looking at and what manufacturers they drove in. Maybe even the drivers. Go on, test yourselves. Evil Dragon again going faster. The other guys all sitting in they're chillaxing. They're chillaxing in the pits. There's no need yet to go out there. They've got tyre rules. They've got to use I don't remember them. They're allowed to use a set of softs once in a season. One race in a season. And there's something about the mediums and the hards. They've got to keep swapping around between races. They can't always start on the medium tyres or something like that in race one. They've got to vary it. So we'll see. We'll see if we can see a pattern forming. I looked through my photos. I'm sure I took a screenshot when he sent me the rules before the last season, but there's so many photos in there. And yeah, it depresses me flicking through them because I know I've got to delete most of them because they're all accidental screenshots or championship tables and such what. So yeah, some time's got to be spent on that. But yeah, I can't find the rules, so I apologise. It's three sprint races, I'll tell you that. I know that much. 3 sprint races. I don't think they've got tyre wear or fuel wear on at all. So they are just literally sprint races. And yeah, I think they mix up the mediums and the hards. And softs are allowed to be used once. So I'm not sure if they have to use hards at least one round or something like that. And they can't always use it in the first round. So it has to be mixed between first, second and third races of the round. All rounds, they are rounds because I've classed it as 1, 2 and 3 rounds. So here we go. Races, rounds, whatever. JW in the per I'm just trying to remember whom is what. Dre. They forgot about Dre. He's in the Miltech. Shall we get on board? He's on an outlap, why not? Down into the S's. Very tight here. Trust in your car on the apexes. Back end sat quite nicely for him in there. Then you want to lift, start braking. This is a heavy corner adjacent to a nice long straight, if you know what I mean. Sport. So you can open the car up now, really go for it down the straight. In the race, you'll have someone up your jack seat trying to get a tow and maybe try and pull a move before they get to the chase just here. Doubt there's no lift whatsoever. Just balls deep in, up to 6, then heavy on the brakes at 75 roughly there, yeah. And, down into the final corner. Another slow one. I reckon we'll see some action in that corner. And then short straight up to the beginning of the lap. This is his run then, ladies and gents. Well, like I said, they're all in the pits. I don't think anyone's qualifying as yet. It's just practice. So we got time. We got time yet. SDD Ash has just said they're going to start qualifying, so I will assume position. And there we go. It's probably 10 or 15 minutes qualifying again. We're just blagging our way through it as it should be. Well, why would we want to? Half the pro sim racers that race in these things don't learn the rules, ladies and gents. That's where I've learnt it from. I used to be fictitious in the rules. I used to be well dressed. I used to keep myself abreast of the situation. But I soon learned that half the people who take part in sim racing don't learn the rules themselves, and then I just thought, you know what, it's more fun if I don't know what's going on either. I apologise. I did look for the picture, honestly. I did look for the screenshot. I couldn't find it. I'm so sorry. JW qualifying on a set of mediums. SCLD. It's easy just calling him Sid. Do you know what? I called him Sid in the beginning. Oh no, I recognise that one. I recognise the Ginsters. I've seen that one before. So there you go. There's one over the last 10 years I've recognised. Probably didn't even win a championship either. So SCLD. Ooh, getting it a little wrong. It's the outlap, so it's all right. It's okay. Nothing to panic about. Let's not cause a mass worry. Let's not all start running around waving flags, shall we? We'll just stay chilled for a minute and see how it turns out. Evil Dragon in third. Dre in fourth. I mean, this is the order they are on the track before their outlap. Now, Dragon's not giving himself a lot of space there, if you're asking me, ahead of SCLD. I did come up with some of that meant, didn't I, last season? What did I think? No, it was rude. I don't think I said I was going to use it again. So JW, I can't even remember what it is. I'm looking at it, and so far I'm just getting really bad things coming up. I can't get past. Yeah. You come up with your own meaning for SCLD. Why should I do it for you? So they're starting their fastest lap. Shall we stick with one instead of flicking around? It must be making you feel dizzy. So yeah, we'll watch JW hit the mountain in his Renault. His Pertec Renault. And again, tackling that first corner. Not quite sure what he's going to get when he gets there. Back end did want to step out on him, but he managed the situation. He got it under control. Again, playing on the accelerator as he heads up through the twisty part. Full on throttle through there, no fear. Is there going to be a slight lift? No, not even a blip, ladies and gentlemen. Balls of steel. JW there. Again, I mean, I think it is a Group 4 car. Shows bravery, especially on that first lap. It's a little wide there. I don't think it's cost him anything though. And down the hill he goes. Everything's looking spick and spam so far. Tip top. So hopefully this is going to be a strong lap time for JW and the Pertec team, looking for a great start out of the box. I've heard it could be a closer championship. Remember, Liam McEwen absolutely rinsed the field last season. He took them to the cleaners. Still some great racing up and down the field, but at the front it was the McEwen show, and some beautiful racing he showboated as well on his own. It was closer than that, trust me. I'm just I'm egging it up. So JW then comes to finish his first flying lap. Is it a good one? Well, he's the man that sets the pace at the moment. Everyone's going to put their times against. And he gets a 2:16.0. A 2:16.0. And Evil Dragon goes somewhat quicker with a 2:15. But Groot goes even quicker still with a 2:15.0. So Groot is at the head of the pack at the moment, with Evil Dragon in second. 2/10 off, 2.5 off of that. Going faster again. He's ahead of JW, who we watched on that lap. JW, so it was a strong lap. It may be a second off of pole, but it's still good for third place on the grid at the moment. Adam, fourth and in the wall. Nothing to see here. He's probably just getting out of the way of traffic, and I think someone hit him as well. Oh no, that's Adam. Who did we see just sat there in a wall? Sorry, Adam. Might have been the McEwen or the Dre. It did look like red cars. I'm not sure, but I thought that was Adam we were looking at, but it wasn't. Adam is he's electing to start the first race on the harder compound tyre, which is going to make qualifying pretty tricky for him, but at the moment, not a bad job. Fourth place. I mean, there is some twisty sections here at the mountain, but there is a couple of good, fine straights. Oh, the back end just not wanting it to do. And there is some good straights to make up that time you can lose. So The hard tyre might not be as big a deficit here as it would be a more twistier track, a more grip essential track. And at the looks of it, these guys aren't really using any grip to get these Wenos around. They're absolutely slinging them into the corners like it just doesn't matter. Rob in the chat saying, good evening, sir. Well, hello, Rob. How are you? How is your racing? I know you're not taking part this Sunday, but hopefully you're still delving in there and finding your sim time. Warwick is fifth fastest at the moment. He's on a set of medium tyres. He'll be looking to try and topple. Ooh, movement at the top. JW goes faster ahead of Evil Dragon, but Evil Dragon then goes faster of everyone. So Evil Dragon then setting his store with a 14.6, 3.5 tenths ahead of SCLD, who's just gone in second fastest, ahead of Groot, who's in third. JW is fourth now. He just did go faster, but everyone went faster after him. McEwen on medium tyres, struggling for pace, it has to be said. E. Graham now goes top of the pile on a set of medium tyres. They're finding a bit more pace and a bit more speed out there as the time moves on. And yes, E. Graham's fastest then. So our champion, our reigning champion, McEwen, down in sixth place, not getting to grips with the Wano as quicker as other people, it seems. So McEwen, I'm sure he will by the end of qualifying. He's going to be up there, you know it. Adam as well, another fast boy from last season. He's on the hard tyres though. He does have an excuse in seventh, with Warwick in eighth on a set of mediums in the Protec. Dre in ninth on a set of mediums, and STD Ash on a set of hard tyres. And he's trailing the Dre by a tenth, nearly 2 tenths, nearly 3 seconds off the pole. E. Graham then going faster again in the car store. McGann. Vodka saying, I haven't been on for the last 2 weeks, not had time at all, oh my gosh. Vodka Rob saying, and after all that, the surveyor is off sick, so my appointment has been pushed back. Dude, you've got to get that rig set back up, even if it's temporary, for your own sanity, sir. You must do laps. It helps with the chi, the peace, your inner set. The inner child in you wants to race cars. So E. Graham's our fastest man at the moment, but no, he's not. As I speak too soon, because SCLD is on fire, isn't he? He is absolutely literally on fire. He is burning the rubber, ladies and gentlemen. He really is starting to show the field the way of the SCLD. E. Graham goes faster, but not fast enough. He halves his distance from the SCLD, but it's still 3-4 tenths, we'll say. Dash has gone faster, but still 10th because everyone else has gone faster as well. That's the tough one of the qualifying here. Find a bit of extra time, but so does everybody else. The Dre in 9th, with Warwick facing the wrong way. Is he? Yes. No, he's not. He's just gone very slow. Maybe he's letting some people by. Finding some space, having a moment to oneself, just chillaxing. So Warwick, for some reason, having some issues. Maybe it's wheel input. But and we're on the final lap now, so maybe that's why he's pulled over. He knows he's not going to go any faster, and that is his lot in life. SCLD at the moment on pole, 3.5 tenths. Well, a bit more than 3.5 tenths, and we've had a pile up in the background, so that's some other people that aren't going to get any lap times. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Dre. Don't forget about Dre. So SCLD and E. Graham, they're the guys. It is out of. Who's going to be first across the line then? For heaven's sakes, Evil Dragon. Nope. It's going to be JW, and he's ahead of. I don't know who he's ahead of. Can't find him. not Dash either. So JW comes across the line to take his final chance. What can he do? Get anything else out of it? No, he stays the same, but SCLD did. That's who was behind him. For God's sake, press the right button. And goes faster still. E. Graham still on his run. Evil Dragon is done. Yeah, he's done. He's not going faster. Evil Dragon, where is Evil Dragon? Here he comes around the final corner. Can Evil Dragon topple the SCLD as he heads to the line? No, he cannot, so stays in second. Evil Dragon's third. Groot is done in fourth, I think. No, he's still on a lap. Is he? Well, he's well down if he is. JW is done in fifth. McEwen is done in sixth. Adam, if he wasn't done, he is now in seventh. The Dre is done in eighth. We've got Wadwick in ninth. And St. Dash, or SDD Ash, down in 10th. So it's a huge congratulations to SCLD. Super Champion League Destroyer. That's what it stands for. So, yes, SCL something D gets a top spot, ladies and gents. So, Vodkarov saying he's going to jump on tomorrow, and he said I would jump on now, but I've just ordered a Papa John's pizza. It's not going to be a pizza, is it? Ho, ho, ho! Didn't see that coming. So SCLD then, top of the pile with E. Graham in second place. Oh, they should do a championship with just companies that have gone bust, sponsors like Woolworths and Blockbusters and Pizza Hut. Evil Dragon then, they started, hang on. Is starting third, fourth is Groot, fifth is JW, McEwen is sixth, Adam in seventh, Dre in eighth, Roderick in ninth, and Dash in 10th. No, we are starting. Sorry, ladies and gents, I took too long. Luckily, it hasn't happened yet. So SCLD then on pole, waiting to go for a 10-lap bonanza around the mountain, ladies and gentlemen. SC still holding this spot ahead of the Graham. The Graham on the outside has to concede that first place then, and he settles into second as Evil Dragon deeply contests that one as they go up the straight now. They're going to try and get a little bit of a toe off of Super Champion League Destroyer. And there he goes, E. Graham pulling the trigger, but it's around the outside, which is going to be very tricky indeed. And it looks like, is he going to pull it off? He seems to have. And a super move then from the Graham. And SCLD, or whatever it is, SCLD, Sklud is in second place now after getting that pole position. And E. Graham absolutely using the toe and then his big balls to get by the Super Championship League Destroyer. The Evil Dragon then in third with the Groot in fourth, being chased by his teammate from last season. It looks like they're teammates again this season. Oh, someone's gone wild. It looks like Evil Dragon way off the road. They'll have no grip on their tails this time round, lad. And Groot is right up his Jaxie, with McEwen also climbing all over the back of his teammate. Then we've got JW in sixth ahead of Adam. In seventh, we've got side-by-side action here with St. Dash trying to come through on Adam. He's just made the move on the Dre, and now Adam's got caught on the barrier, and we've nearly got a three-wide situation, but Adam holds on to that seventh ahead of St. Dash. And Dre, someone says they're not, they're sorting the baby. So that must be Wadwick, I reckon. Says, I'm not racing at the moment, I'm sorting the baby, I saw in the chat. So, STD Ash then, as more battlage continues here, with Dre going for a late one. That's not Dre, that's Dre. And someone's off the road there, it's Dash. So Dre then, oh man, I'm pressing my buttons all wrong here, but Adam and Groot seems to have fallen off of that pack there. JW's got ahead of the Groots, and where's McEwen? Oh, we've missed action between the McEwen and the Groots as well, haven't we? I think first round last season these two had a bit of a moment. JW then moving on up into fourth. SCLD under pressure from the Dragon. The Dragon is pressing hard, ladies and gentlemen, but SCLD holds position, keeps it together under pressure, ladies and gentlemen. E. Graham, he's booking it, ladies and gentlemen. He's off. So battle for the podium then for second and third. JW going to be under pressure from a very fast Groot, who's slipped to, I don't even know if he slipped to fifth, but JW's definitely moved up to fourth. Adam in sixth with STD Ash in seventh. We've got the McEwen in eighth with Dre in ninth, and then Wadwick in 10th. Maybe it was McEwen we saw off at the chase. We saw someone off the road at the chase, and I thought it was one of the guys we were following, like Dre, who has dropped back somewhat, so Dre may have been off. And Wadwick, we think, is in auto drive whilst looking after babies. E. Graham leads the way at the moment handsomely, 1.8 seconds, 2 laps in of 10, and yeah, it's all cool sailing for the Graham at the moment. SCLD just managing Evil Dragon, but Evil Dragon, you feel, has a little bit more in store for the Super Championship League Destroyer. JW under pressure now, as we predicted. Groot on his day can take on the best, and if he doesn't throw it off in the meantime, and these now showing to JW. JW is gonna have to get inventive with his driving soon. He's gonna have to get quite defensive and try and avoid the Groot who's coming in, and Adam as well, no slouch, closing in on that battle with McEwen. Readdressing the order, STD Ash in 8th with Dre in 9th, and then we've got Wadwick, who's not quite racing at the moment. Dash on the hards, McEwen on the mediums, Adams on the hards, and Groot's on the mediums coming into JW. Evil Dragon slipped back from the Sid, with E. Graham still there. So is E. Graham in trouble now? Has Sid found his gander? Has he found his mojo? Is he flopping it out for us all to see and showing us what he has? It's not just length, it's girth as well, ladies and gentlemen. The veins spell you lose. So E. Graham leads the race at the moment, 14.6 last time around. He's got a 1.4 lead on SCLD at the current time, but SCLD is flying and he's looking to close that deficit down. Evil Dragon was all up and about the SCLD just now, but has dropped back from that battle. And JW under not at all, not under pressure at all from the Groot. So JW has the answers that Groot's been asking. Adam on the hard tyres. He's racing for what he can get. Any little scraps on the table. He's hoping more people fall off the road ahead of him. And he's got to stay on the road himself, just kicking a bit of dirt up there with his wheel, I saw. And he can't be too risque in with the hard tyres, because the grip is zero virtually. McEwen is closing in on Adam. Adam's not safe. A 16.1 last time around. This time around 15.4. So McEwen is starting to really tighten up the twisty nipple things. And closing in on Adam, 6/10 away. And McEwen really is finding the pace in that car. STD Ash, 17.4 from him last time out, but he is also on the hard tyres, matching Adam's time, who is also on those hard tyres. Now, we should stick with this, because I think McEwen is ready to leap at some point in this this lap, possibly. But I do want to see how the SCLD is doing against. Oh, big slidey one from McEwen there. Lovely stuff. And Vodka Rob saying, I love this Renault. It's a lovely car to drive. And Vodka Rob also saying, I hadn't upgraded my phone contract for years, so I went mad and got 2 new phones in 2 days. Well, there you go. Crazy. Robbie 2 phones over here. One's a burner. One's a burner. The FBI will never get him. You'll never get him, ladies and gents. So E. Graham then is pulling away again. He's he's pulled a second out on the Scud since we last saw them. An Evil Dragon, 2.6 seconds adrift of SCLD, and behind him JW managing the Groot. So the Groot is close though. The Groot is close now. 2/10. Oh, he's going for his move, ladies and gentlemen, up the inside. JW gets a bit braver on the brakes, had a bit more track to play with. And Groot had to concede that one as JW maintains the course. And again through, I think it's Hell's Corner, but I'm not sure. That might be the first one. Might be Murray's Corner. JW then ahead. Groot, nothing he can do about it at the moment. Not a single thing. McEwen is up to 6th. He's got himself past the Adam. We were waiting for that to happen. It didn't seem like it was going to do it, so we've cut away, and he waited until we weren't looking. Well done. Thank you, Liam. Adam in 7th with the Dash in 8th. The Dash on the hard tyres, as is Adam, doing very good to stay ahead of the Dre. Dre struggling at the moment. Now he's lost the pack. It is very difficult when you're driving on your own and you haven't got the pack to chase. Vodkrop saying, I've got the Nothing Phone 3 and a Motorola Razr 60 Ultra. Wow. Sounds like that needs a sound effect, doesn't it, when you say it? I got the Motorola Razr 60 Ultra. Oh, there should be an explosion behind you. E. Graham then 2-second lead on SCLD. And Evil Dragon there he's not kept with them as he's 4 seconds adrift, but he's got a good 3 seconds on JW, who is seesawing with the Groot right now. McEwen there, 5 seconds adrift of those guys. That's a big hill to climb, and he is no Kate Bush. Adam in 7th with St. Dash in 8th. And Dre is going to be trying to close in on those guys, and he has found 0.7 of a second that last time around. So you come on, Dre. So Dre then looking into if there is still time. We're only halfway through this race. If there's time to catch up the Dash. He's pulled a second back since we last seen him. So maybe if he can get them low 16s, which he has on the last 2 events around, and the Dash can only get 17s with those hard tyres. 17.8 that last time around for the Dash. So Dre with a slidey rear dairy air, but still kept it together. This car does look fun. It looks like a good handful of fun to play, like women's knockers. Graham then out there in the lead with the C-lid, trying to come in close now. He really is. It's a bit of a battle, a bit of a mind game that we're seeing out of these two. They're kind of toing and throwing like a tango. Dun dum bum bump bum bump bump ba da da dum bump. And what Rob's saying, roll on November for Project Motorsport and Rensport. Oh, come on, GT7's single player sucks, but you know, I have heard though, I did Google, and I think they're going to have VR support. Vodka Rob, I did a little Google search, and I've heard they're going to have spectator mode. So if these leagues do decide to go that way, we might be able to still stream if the spectator mode is pretty good. That's the problem with some other games like Assetto. The spectator mode sucks. So it takes me out of the equation. I can't do anything with that. But with the Gran Turismo and the replays and the live spectator mode, it does mean that I can stream a race and try and not miss a single bit of the action as we go along. But I miss all the action. But, you know, the premise is there that I should be able to catch all the action at all the time. And yeah, so I Google searched, and they do say these 2 new games coming up have got a spectator mode, which is really cool. I think I even read one of them's like it doesn't even take up a spot in the lobby either. You can spectate without actually taking up a spot, which is even better. And yeah, I've heard they're going to have VR support, so that would be awesome. Vodka Rob saying, and December for the update for GT7, of course, that's going to be good. And Vodka Rob saying, yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to them, the VR. It is always nice to be sat inside a car, pretending to be sat inside a car. And Vodka Rob also saying they're both next gen as well, so they should be good. I am looking forward to it. I am. I'm going to have to, they'll have to be on my Christmas list. My God, it's too much. I was going to ask for money for Christmas so I could get the adapter for the 8 Newton meter for my fancy wheel that I asked for over the last 2 years, money to save up for. And then, and I wanted to get one of those spring pedal springs as well. But now with 2 racing games, that's going to be like a ton. So, yeah, looks like I'm driving with 5 NNs, Newton meters, for another year. Or I could cheap it with AliExpress, but I don't want it to blow my wheel up. Now there is a yellow flag. Oh no, I think that's Waterwick. I think Waterwick's looking after the baby has turned into something epic. There is poo everywhere. He's having to clean it up in every crack and crevice. That is a nightmare. Poor sod. Wanted to race, had it penciled in, have a good race at Bathurst. Instead, his baby thought, no, we are going to puke and poo and scream. And that is going to be your Friday night, Daddy. So Graham then leading. Now Graham's getting back into the gist. He's letting SCLD get as close as he would like. And he's starting to pull out some fastest laps. Lap 7 of 10. And Evil Dragon there in 3rd. Oh no, the Atenzas were a lot closer, weren't they? I'm sure it's not the car. They've got to get used to it. Come on, give them a chance. Now, how did the Dre? Dre got it down to 7 seconds, though, against Dash. So it's happening, ladies and gents. It is happening. Dash into the 18s that last time around. And Dre still has an opportunity here with 3 laps to go to get up and personal with the Dash. Adams holding his ground, 6 seconds ahead of the Dash, 17.7 last time around. He's on the hard tyre, remember, getting it out of the way nice and early. The other guys are going to have to use that hard tyre at some point in this this event. McEwen, the reigning champion, not lighting up the time screens at the moment, and still adjusting to Renault. Groot in 5th, his teammate just behind JW, just couldn't get on board with JW. JW raised the bar when it needed to be raised, and the Groot, he's shriveled up, didn't he? He wasn't up for the fight against JW. Evil Dragon can't maintain that pace of the leaders, it seems, and SCLD is slinging that Renault in every corner he possibly can, but E. Graham is just on top of the pile at the moment. He really has got himself adjusted to that car, fine-tuned it to the perfection it needed to be around Bathurst, and he has absolutely displayed himself. He's not the fastest, but he wins it. That's, ladies and gentlemen, is a certain skill set that you just cannot buy. because SCLD had the pole, and he's got the fastest lap in this race so far. Although E. Graham looks like he wants this fastest lap. He is pushing on. He is definitely pushing on for the fastest lap, I reckon. Candu is in the chat, saying greetings Thingamajig from across the pond. Well, hello Candu from across the pond. I hope it's so much warmer over there, chap, than it is here, because we are going through a cold spell. And it's Mexico race weekend, so I've got my poncho out. I'm wearing a poncho, ladies and gents, for warmth and for Mexico. E. Graham then did get that fastest lap. So I take it back, not the fastest, but still wins, is a certain skill set, but being the fastest and winning, it's a different skill set. SCLD, though, giving chase, but it's up to 2.2 seconds now. Evil Dragon on his own. Third place looks absolutely wrapped up with JW in fourth, and he thought he had a fight on his hands, but the group just could not live up to it. And JW is now going for fastest laps. He's an air of confidence. I thought he changed his deodorant, but no, it's the confidence that he's turned up with, ladies and gents. It reeks. It's got an aroma to it. Groot in fifth, with ahead of his teammate though, the reigning champion in sixth. Big news. Stop the press. Then we've got Adam in seventh on the hard tyres. Best he possibly could have probably done with that set of tyres, with the dash in eighth. And it looks safe. It looks safe here. With 2 laps to go, you can see the Dre in the background, but Dre dropped it like it was hot in lap 7. And lap 8 wasn't much better. He really needed to keep those low 16s going for as long as possible. He needed that party happening. And now 5.8 seconds adrift from the dash. And he might need the dash to make a mistake to be able to get that position back. E. Graham absolutely flying there ahead. Oh, well, SCLD is pretty much going for it as well. I said 2 L's there, but it was more like a... E. Graham then crossing the line, start the final lap. Candu saying mid-70s in the Carolinas. Well, look at you. We don't... what's 70s? Is that... what's that in centigrades? Sorry. SCLD in second. I'll Google it. I'll find out. Thank God for Google. Evil Dragon then looking wrapped up for that third place. JW has a buffer of 1 second, but 1 second is not enough on the final lap sometimes, ladies and gents. And JW is far from safe for that 4th place yet. All the time Groot is there in his rear dairy air. McEwen 5 seconds adrift of the Groot with Adam. Adam's got ahead of the dash. Oh, no, it's Dre I was looking. Sorry, ladies and gents. Adam was always ahead of the dash. What am I talking about? So Adam getting those hard tyres out of the way though, so him and the dash are going to be in good standings for the next 2 races, with Dre having an absolute nightmare, it seems. On the first laps, he had the pace there. He had the pace to stay with the groups. Well, 15s and 16s for Groot. JW, 15s and 16s. But, I mean, low 16s, the Dre can manage. I think he's pushing at this point. Although he's caught up with the dash. What happened? The dash made a mistake. OMG, ladies and gentlemen. The dash did make a mistake, and that has helped out the Dre. No end. Absolutely cracking stuff then for the Dre. Can he execute on this? He's on the medium tyres. He has the pace, the speed against the dash here. Can he do something with this on the final lap? Someone's going up to the line. It's Wadwick. So, yeah, we'll go back to the dash. Trying to fend off the Dre, who's been chasing him down the whole race. Now we're going to go to the leaders as they come round the final corner, and E. Graham then strikes first blood at the mountain. Fantastic drive for E. Graham to grab that first place away from SCLD, who finishes in second, and the Evil Dragon there behind his teammate in, well, no, third. Yeah, his teammate looks like it's E. Graham. And then we got JW held off the group. Fantastic stuff for fourth. Groot in fifth. McEwen, the reigning champion, not that far behind in the end, in sixth place, with Adam ahead of Dash, as he has been. I don't know why I got all excited. And now we've got a huge race here from the Dash. And Dre going for it up to the final corner, and Dre's going to send it hard in the inside, and Dre claims the corner ahead of the Dash. Unbelievable racing at the end there, beautiful stuff, and Dre gets eighth ahead of the Dash, with Wadwick, who's he takes care of his baby, yeah? He ain't no lightweight father. You judge him how you want to judge him, but he takes care of his kids. So, yeah, Wadwick bringing it home. E. Graham, great win. SCLD at the pace, and that second place will probably feel a little bitter, I'd imagine, with Evil Dragon rounding out our podium. Great drives from everyone out there as we wait for Wadwick to get back to the line. And we're watching him. We're watching you, Wadwick. Or the AI that's driving Wadwick. I'm not sure which one it is. Can do saying good racing. Good racing. So there we go. Ooh, plain clothes for E. Graham. Carries no sponsors. He's the Stig, virtually. Right then, let me grab this. Thumbnails. And we'll look at this. So E. Graham, he got the fastest lap as well as took all of the wins there so far this evening. In first with SCLD in second place. And man alive, they were tight. They were tight. Evil Dragon there, he went for a move early doors. He seemed to have lost a lot of time in those early laps against SCLD, trying to get a move on him. I think he had to get out of it and then just lost a bit of time behind SCLD and just dropped back a little bit, but maintained his pace and held on for third. JW got himself ahead of Groot and McEwen at some point in that race and held on to it for dear life. And Groot was giving him something to think about, but he held on. McEwen finished in sixth with Adam in seventh. Dre finished in eighth place with the Dash, with Dre and Dash there at the end. Fantastic stuff. And Wadwick taking care of his kids, ladies and gents. So, what of it, eh? What of it? What do you want to make of it? So they all load in. I'm sure there'll be Jimmy Riddles to be paid. And comfort breaks galore after that race. Before we move on to round two, that's starting at 10 minutes. Oh, Dre's dogs are going wild with the fireworks. So I say, you know, the only logical thing there is ban dogs. I mean, ban fireworks, sorry. Let's ban both of them, fireworks and dogs. Bomb. Bomb both of them. Cats are the way to go, people, anyway. My little Suki Wuki, she's not flinched from the fireworks in Dre's hood. I don't know where his hood is, but there's no fireworks here anyway. I live in a blue rinse brigade area, so it's quite chilled and quiet. And if there is fireworks, there is hell to be paid on the voice for this area on Facebook. OMG. If someone releases a firework around here, you know about it. My God. driving the wrong way round Aldi, even though it is a two-way car park. For some reason, it's in people's heads that it isn't a two-way car park, it's a one-way system. So there's complaints about people driving the wrong way round a two-way car park. We get fireworks and dog poo. Complaints aplenty. It's fun. Vodka Robert in the chat saying, I hate fireworks for how they affect pets. I used to love going on bonfire night, but it's way too much these days. It's so expensive. I'll just hear a lot of money exploding in my head. It's like that KLF video where they burnt £1 million. It breaks your heart. Yeah. You just think there's 20 quid just gone flamed up in the sky. And if it goes on a bit, you're thinking, Jesus, they must have dropped a fair few £100 on that one. It's someone in their back garden trying to impress a 5-year-old. Dude, they don't care. Buy them a sparkler. Take them up top of the hill somewhere and watch everyone else's. So, yeah. Oof, it's just the expense of it. I'm surprised people still do it. Especially as it is literally you're setting your money on fire and blowing it up. Candu's thinking, God, what are they talking about? Banning fireworks? Yeah, but I bet it's dirt cheap over your lot. You buy a keg of bloody to blow up caves for 20 cents. They tax everything over here. It's like back to the Robin Hood days. We've got the evil Duke of York or the evil Duke of Nottingham or whatever, Sheriff of Nottingham running things. And he's taxing. He's taxing the poor to pay the rich. Vodka Rob said they should just have official displays instead of all the idiots letting them off every other day. But it is the English tradition for 14-year-old hoodies, teenagers, to go around throwing fireworks at each other. Where would we be if they're not running around a council estate with a firework in their hand? I'm a H-double-O-D. Low life scum's what you think about me. I'm a H-double-O-D. Low life scum's what you think about me. So, Evil Dragon out there. 3rd place last time out. The Dre. Let's hope his dog settled down now. It looks like he's opting for a hard set of tyres this time around. Evil Dragon on a set of mediums. Now, looking at him in the pit lane, looking down the pit lane, I can see the JW is wearing a set of hard tyres, as is the reigning champion McEwen on hard tyres. Also, further down the field, it looks like everyone else is booted up with a set of mediums. So far, the news is Dre on hards, JW could be on hards, and McEwen also could be on hards. And Vodka saying, my cat hides, but the dog isn't bothered about him. Yeah, my cat's ears flick around that time when the fireworks go off. They're pretty chilled, and their ears might go like move towards a window when one explodes. But man, if it's scaring the foxes in my garden, then I'm happy. Bring on more fireworks. If foxes are freaked out by them, maybe I should just have a firework display pointing at the foxes. And I think foxes are cute, don't get me wrong, but their poo is not. And they've decided that my garden is their toilet for some reason. And I'm not major. It's a well-kept garden. It's not a show garden. It's just a run-of-the-mill garden. But still, when I'm walking down to the garage, I don't want a minefield of little black torpedoes all the way there. Thank you. So Evil Dragon out there at the moment having a practice, as is the Dash. And Vodka Rob saying my cat chases the foxes away. I wish mine did. I caught one of them playing with the foxes because I think we had a family under the shed. I think that's the problem this season. Is we had a family move in under the shed, so we had like 3 pups, fox pups, and when they're small, they're so cute. They're so cute. That was the time when I should have put the fear of God into them and got them out my garden, but it was like, oh, they're cute. And then I see the cat out there running around with them. And you just think, don't play with them, don't befriend them. They are the enemy. They're dogs. They're canines. My cats are really old now, though, Vodka Rob. They're pretty much past their prime. Their days of chasing things away are done. So we're still 4 minutes away from racing, my God, and I've talked about fireworks and cats. I can talk about bloody F1 if you want. I could rant about that for 5 minutes. My word, what have I got to rant about? Wow, Charlie, eh? Charlie Leclerc, wasn't he the boy? I know everyone's all, oh yeah, but we're all supporting Nando. I don't care who wins the championship as long as it's a good championship. And the only thing that was well worth a toss in that race was the Lando and Leclerc battle. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. Nando got past him anyway. Max won the race. It doesn't matter. Max being in there really screws up their papaya rules, because I was getting sick of papaya rules, to tell you the truth. The championships felt so manipulated, man. So manipulated. They didn't care who won it. I know it was either going to be Oscar or Lando. It still probably is going to be either Oscar or Lando. But Max being in it does really put the cat amongst the pigeons there, doesn't it? It really does start messing around with papaya rules. So, yeah. It was all right, but yeah, what a dull race. What an absolute dull race. Don't go to Austin again, that's what I say. Excuse me. Bless me. Mexico this weekend? I don't know. Who knows? Max is going to win. It seems to be the trend. Whatever cheat they had turned on, they've turned it back on again. That was the other thing with that weekend. Ferrari, it's like they forgot to turn the cheat code on in the sprint on day one. That Ferrari was absolutely nothing, nowhere. And then suddenly it's like, oh, oops, we forgot to turn this on yesterday. Because they came out on Sunday absolutely blazing. So, yeah, riddle me that one, Batman. Riddle me that. How does that work out? They definitely forgot to turn a switch, didn't they? They forgot the cheat code. Right, there you go. We're starting soon, so I did fill the gap. Vodkarov saying he's a right psychopath. Oh, his cat. Not Max Verstappen. But it could be either. I think he was talking about his cat, not Max Verstappen. So these guys are prepping themselves for race 2, ladies and gents. Let's hope Wadwick has himself all sorted out now. Got all that poop cleared up, all that puke. They are messy, babies. I'm telling you, it's been a while now for me since that era. But that era it's nothing I would want to go back to. Trust me. As cute as they are, as sweet as they are, that era, it was a messy time. So E. Graham starting mediums. We've got SCLD starting on the mediums. We've got Evil Dragon on the mediums. JW's going hard. Groot's on mediums. We've got McEwen with hards on. Adams got mediums. Hard on for Dre. Mediums for Dash. Wadwick's gone mediums as well. The race is just about to start. Here we go. E. Graham takes the lead, and is SCLD going to try and give a dose to the Graham? And it does look like a lead. Oh, E. Graham's on that inside, and SCLD's lost a position there to Evil Dragon from the going on the offensive to the defensive, and now SCLD down into third spot with JW holding on to that fourth, but he's on the hard tyres with an insurgent Groot, Adam, and the Dre. Oh no, Dre's on hard tyres. So Insurgent, Groot and Adam behind. Adam going a little wide there, giving up a spot to the Dre. And don't forget about the Dre. If you forgot about Dre. That was me rapping. That's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound to me. I can actually hear that they say words, but when I try and repeat it, even sing along with the words in front of me, it comes out with don't forget about Dre. So E. Graham out there in the lead with Evil Dragon, his teammate just behind, and SCLD down into third spot. He'll not be liking that situation, I tell thee. JW on the hard tyres being a right pain. A right royal thorn in the group side. Thorn in my side. You know that's all you ever want. And JW enjoying being that said thorn. Dre then, he's on those hard tyres as well. That would be a double hit to the group to have two hard tyres in front of him. So he wants to dispense of JW as quickly as he possibly can. But JW, after a race ahead of the group, knows the group's tricks. He knows his game, his gander. Sid going for the move now on Evil Dragon, and he's through. He is through. Sid up and into South, giving up with the SCLD. It's a pain in the ass. Change your name to Sid, because that's all I'm calling you. E. Graham, sorry, bud. E. Graham then out there in the lead with Sid in second, Evil Dragon in third, JW in fourth with the Groot in fifth, Adam in sixth on the mediums with Dash in eighth. So McEwen slipping back into eighth on those hards, and Dre's lost a lot of time as well. Dre has lost a humongous amount of time, and we don't know why, and we still don't know why because we missed it on the replay. So, yeah, whatever happened to him, it's happened, and we have to move on. Waterwick still trailing behind, so he must still have domestic... although he's giving it some big welly now. Graham out there in the lead, only just though. Sid, who we saw dispense of the Dragon earlier, is coming up to give Graham an attacking stance. And E. Graham having to go very defensive at the moment up against the Sid. Groot. Oh, Groot's through. Groot's through. But JW took a huge chunk of the barrier. Now, is that down? Is that down to lack of grip? Or was there contact? I don't think there was contact at all. He was miles. I think Groot had already got past him, in fact. A wiggle there. No, that was, just on the curb a little bit, I think. Oh, dear. But, yeah, I think the Groot was already by him anyway. Evil Dragon then into third, Groot's fourth, with the Dash up and ahead of Adam, his teammate. So the Dash on the move, Adam down in sixth. Adam struggling at the moment for grip with McEwen on those hard tyres. He says, yes, come to me. JW now slipping down to eighth. He was absolutely solid fifth there for a while. The Dre in ninth. Something happened to him early doors as well. We missed. And Waterwick in 10th place, getting on top of things. E. Graham under immense pressure at the moment from the Sid. The Sid giving it great guns. And E. Graham going defensive on the inside and trying to minimalise Sid's space, and Sid giving him a little bump, a little love hump, a little bump along the way there as they got through the corner. No love lost here between the Sid and Graham. Again, Graham eking out the Sid, giving him as little room as possible into the corners. So he can't maximise his drive whilst Graham is going defensive. So it's not all about just staying on the inside there. It's about squeezing as much out of your opponent as well, not to let them get that upper hand of that outside corner. So E. Graham playing the defensive game almost perfectly. Sid might not agree. He might say he could have given me a little bit more room. And but E. Graham is a pro sim racer, a fighter, and a lover, ladies, just in case you need to know. So E. Graham out there leading with SCLD in second spot, and Evil Dragon keeping a close eye on the situation as the group comes in with all guns blazing, ladies and gents. Evil Dragon, the 16-1 last time around. The Groot, a 15-3, almost a second faster than the Dragon. Sid is almost in the boot of E. Graham, as E. Graham again going defensive onto the apex. And he, I imagine, feels comfortable that Sid's not going to get a move in this section. It's very difficult to pull a move off. You will have to really send it. Now we're back on the straight. This is where Sid, who I think knocked the barrier a little bit there, coming out of that corner, and has lost a bit of ground to E. Graham, but still enough to pick up a toe, but not close enough to go on the attack into the chase, it seems. Evil Dragon 1.3 seconds behind them, only 1.6 seconds ahead of the Groot. We've got Dash 2.6 seconds ahead behind the Groot, and ahead of Adam by 1.5 seconds. Teammate on teammate action there. And Sid then, the toe didn't really do much for him, a tenth or two. And E. Graham again feeling more pressure than he did in the first race. We're on to the third lap, and E. Graham, it's got to be said, has come out of the box absolutely fighting this championship straight away. And so has the Sid. Fastest man on track so far this race. And Evil Dragon staying with him. He's committed now. He's up to 15.4s. And the Groot may have found the same story as last time, getting closer but not close enough. Just outside the podium positions, Dash in 5th ahead of his teammate Adam, with McEwen in 7th and JW in 8th place ahead of Dre. Wadwick has gone. My word, that must be one hell of a clean-up for the Bubs. E. Graham under immense pressure at the moment, with Sid on his bumper. Heading down into the wiggly section. Oh, the road just drops away, and it looked like Sid nearly dropped it. With E. Graham getting through that section a lot better than Sid. And doing what he needs to do. He needs to build up. He needs to try and get a little gap before they hit these straights, because he knows on the straights that the toe is strong here. And E. Graham then got through that section really nice, and he's showing some lovely purples up there. So Sid down in second, nearly half a second faster than the fastest lap. Could this be a 14.5? I don't know if it's because I'm wearing a poncho. I've got a real hankering for tacos, man. I might have to do a Google of where the closest Taco Bell is. So, yeah, I bet you it's like... I'll check. I don't even know where my phone is, to tell you the truth. Oh, it's in my pocket. So, E. Graham has pulled out a nice bit of lead there, taken the fastest lap, 14.5. It is as we said. Oh dear, I've just saw in one of the chats that they're saying they're not enjoying the car. Yeah, a couple saying the car's not doing it for them, so it's going to be a long season for some of these guys. Looks like Sid's having a ball in it. Evil Dragon's okay in it. Groot is trying to close in on the Dragon, a 15.3. Evil Dragon a 15.2 though, matching his times. The Dash in 5th with Adam in 6th. These two have kind of held station, haven't they? 16.6 from Dash last time around, with Adam 17.0. 3.4 miles away, the closest Taco Bell, and it closes at 3 a.m. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I've been good enough. I don't think I've been well behaved enough for a Taco Bell. Surely not. E. Graham then out in the lead with the Sid hunting him down, but it looks like E. Graham now, with that fastest lap, has pulled himself a little bit away from that threat that Sid was posing. Evil Dragon in third, and Groot cannot close in. A 15.3 from Groot that last time. This time around, he's going to cut the line with a 15.9, and Evil Dragon a 15.0, so nearly 9/10 faster that last time around than the Groot. It's a struggle for him, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new car. It has that new car smell, but they're not quite getting it together. Adam going a big sideways in that corner, and McEwen will be enjoying this. So McEwen might be able to close up on the Adam with those hard tyres on. JW, Dre's gone into the pits. He must have, he's given up on life. So E. Graham out there in the lead, 1 second. Looked like he had a rub with the barrier there, but he's a 1 second lead on Sid. That's broken the toe. Now Sid was the fastest man around last time out, and these two are just trading off fastest laps at the moment on their way to the flag. Lap 6 of 10. Evil Dragon thereabout. He wants them to race. He wants them to meet each other, so he can close in on that 2.5 second deficit he's got on the pair of them. Groot 2.5 seconds behind the Dragon, but he's got a 5-6 seconds ahead of Dash, so he's fine on the rear derriere. It's just the front he's got to tackle at the moment. Adam's car very wayward, doesn't look like it's comfortable, very slidey. McEwen closing in every time, 15.8 on a set of hard tyres. That is impressive. That is fast, ladies and gents. JW on his hard tyres doing 17.0s. He's managed to 16.7 though on them. And Adam struggling on his mediums at the moment, keeping his car very unsettled. 8/10. Sid coming back at the Graham. Graham at the moment winner of the first round, looking to take round 2 here and really hit the ground running in the championship, whilst the reigning world champion McEwen down in 7th, and I think he only finished like 6th in the first race, so he's gonna be behind on those points. E. Graham then half a second now. Sid really is pushing on, putting on the pressure of E. Graham. We could have 2 different winners in 2 rounds here. Evil Dragon is being caught again by the Groot. A 15.1 from Groot last time out. 14.8 from the Evil Dragon though, so Evil Dragon isn't hanging around to see what the Groot's got. Dash in 5th, 2 seconds ahead of his teammate. His teammate unable to do anything about the Ash at the moment. McEwen 1.8 seconds, but he's got a wiggly rear derriere with those hard tyres. JW on his hard tyres, winging it in 8th, and the Dre has parked it. E. Graham then only 4/10. Sid, he fancies a little late dip in this race to go on the attack against E. Graham. He was just resting, obviously, before. Just having a break, trying to lull E. Graham into a false sense of security, and now Sid is on the push. He really is. A 14.0. Is he going to break it into the 13s before the end of this race, or can E. Graham? E. Graham doing a superb job with that pressure, without late braking, losing your braking lines, and driving on the raggedy edge. Car's still smooth. He's keeping it together. He's not having any issues so far with trying to push. But it's very tight now. Sid really has got the momentum going here. E. Graham goes across the line. It's a 13.8 from Sid that time around. He really is slinging. Renault, whoa! They both nearly lost the car there. Side by side, but momentum is keeping Sid ahead. And beautiful stuff there. As Sid now goes up the hill. E. Graham having a look. And we've seen E. Graham get ahead in this position before. Around the outside as well. Sid knows he's not going to make that mistake again. And there we go. Sid cuts off the Graham from any kind of insurgence back into the lead. And oh, they've clashed. They've clashed. Sid, though, still there. E. Graham's backed off, but you know who that means. Evil Dragon, Evil Dragon, Evil Dragon. It's his theme tune. He's going to be closing in very fastly. Sid then is 8/10 ahead of Evil Graham. Sorry, Evil Graham. E. Graham. And Evil Dragon then is third, closing in on that action. So Sid out there in the lead, fastest man on the track. And E. Graham racing hard, but now he's got his teammate closing in on him and just behind. And he can't, I don't think Evil Dragon could ease off. Well, there wouldn't be any kind of team orders anyway this early in the championship, but Groot's there pressing on. So even if Evil Dragon didn't want to overtake E. Graham, I don't think the option's there because Groot's keeping him honest. He is their Max Verstappen in the papaya rules. So Sid at the moment, masterfully run race from the Sid. We're on lap 8 of 10. It's not over yet, although he has pulled out a bit of space from the Graham there. And Evil Dragon then in third with the group chasing him down in fourth. We've got the Dash in fifth ahead of Adam, 3.6 seconds. Adam's in trouble. We've seen McEwen slowly chipping away at that lead of Adam. And now he's up in his rear derriere. Adam on those medium tyres struggling with the Renault. He really is. We saw him in the Atenza last season, absolutely lording it at the top end, and the back end goes out on him again. And yeah, Adam not having a great time, it seems, in the Megane. As doesn't Dre. He's parked it. Wadwick's left. It's all falling apart in race 1, ladies and gents. Rounds 1, 2 and 3. And McEwen again all up in Adam's business. Adam has the advantage in the corners. He should pull away a little bit. Sid still leads from E. Graham with Evil Dragon in third place and Group 4th. We're watching Adam and McEwen fighting over 6th and 7th, which you wouldn't have thought from last season. McEwen absolutely led the way. He is on the hard tyres, remember, but even in race 1, it was a bit of an uninspiring drive. Sid, though, is on an absolute... Well, he lost a lot of time. That was the contact, wasn't it? Of course it was. That was the contact. Lap 16 pause. E. Graham doing an 18. So Evil Dragon then. 1.7 seconds. Does he fancy it? Does he fancy his teammate here? Does he fancy a piece of that action? Groot in 10th. My God, these are long races, aren't they? Right, would have got another lap to go. We're nearly 20 minutes into this race. So it should have probably been 8 lap races, probably. More realistically. But Sid there leads with the Graham. These guys are going to be absolutely shattered by the end of the evening. That's a whole lot of racing. So Sid then starts the final lap. 3 seconds on the Graham. And Evil Dragon can't close in on Graham anymore. Seems 2 seconds is about his limit on the Graham. Graham last time 14.6 with Evil Dragon doing a 15.1. Groot can't close in either. The Dash in 5th, nearly 10 seconds behind the Groot, 3 seconds ahead of his teammate, who's got his hands full with a hard tyre. Whoa, look at the move there from Adam. Sideways off the track, ladies and gentlemen. Respect is due where respect is due. He absolutely laid that one out there. But it ultimately might cost him a position, but beautiful to see. Absolutely delicious. And at the moment, Adam doing okay. He's on those medium tyres. He's got a bit of an advantage in the corners. And he can see his teammate up ahead. And McEwen, frustrated in 7th place. Couldn't quite execute against the Adam, who was struggling today in the Renault. Slid out there in the lead on his final lap. Done an absolute blinder today. Pulled off an astonishing race. He's got to be pleased with that action. Graham, no answers to Sid. And this is going to make it a very exciting final race. Sid and Graham will both have to be on the hard tyre. As will Evil Dragon, I think. Groot's used his hard. I can't remember. We'll see in the final race who's used them and not. So Sid then bringing it down towards the chase. A great job, well done from the Ginsters driver. It's making me hungry, man. I'm starving. E. Graham, 4 seconds adrift now. And Evil Dragon, his teammate. Evil Dragon, he's crossed the line, there we go. And Sid then, winner of round 2 of the NexGen touring cars. E. Graham in 2nd, then we've got Evil Dragon rounding out the podium. Groot brings it home best of the rest in 4th. The Dash getting a solid 5th place there, ahead of his teammate, Adam, who comes home in 6th. McEwen didn't quite get the job done against Adam there in 7th. JW brings it home in 8th, but he's used the hard tyres up. And don't forget about Dre, he's in the pits. Didn't like that. So a great job, well done there from our sim racers. Sid taking that win, taking the race by the scruff of the neck. And pulling it out the bag. Great stuff. This championship is going to be tightly run for this season with E. Graham. Evil Dragon consistently getting the points. Didn't he get a podium last time around? Groot getting some good points as well. The Dash ahead of his teammate Adam. There's going to be some inter-team battlage along the way as well. McEwen, he's going to be on the back foot to Groot in this championship as well, just within their team. And JW getting those hard tyres. He was a strong force, 4th last time out. Oh yeah, because Groot finished 5th. He was ahead of he was behind JW. And there he is. Oh God, none of them have got sponsors, or mine have just not shown them up. But there we go. Sid, great drive from our boy SCLD. Fantastic. He's come out there. He's come in hot, hasn't he, ladies and gentlemen? He's come into this championship hot this season. Absolutely from the off. He put it on pole in the first race, missed out to E. Graham. And then that second race, he was not missing out to E. Graham, was he? He was absolutely definitive with his ideas on who was going to win that race. And it's going to be a third race. Is it going to be E. Graham versus Sid again, both on hard tyres? Evil Dragon in 3rd. We've got Groot finishing 4th. The Dash finishing in 5th with Adam in 6th. McEwen in 7th. JW Talks Motorsports in 8th. Dre finishing, well, he was in the pits. He finished in 9th, and Wadwick had to go. He had to disperse. In 4 minutes. It's only 4 minutes to wait this time. Oh, I don't want that. I got that. We'll go and watch them practice. Watch Evil Dragon for a couple of minutes. Just make his way around. So we're moving in. Hey, good crash. Moving into the area of starting the race, which we are. It's a reverse grid. We've got Groot on hards, Evil Dragons on hards, Graham's on hards, Sid's on hards, and Wadowitz using his softs after not taking part really in the first two races. Interesting. JW leads them away. No, he doesn't. It's Dre. Don't forget about Dre. But JW around the outside, off the road. Man alive, but Dre's still there. And McEwen's in that mix as well. And Dre giving it large. And JW missed out altogether, but his tyres would have been mucky, remember, on that outside line that he decided to take. But McEwen, reigning champion, comes up to the top with Dre side by side, as you see a Braymaker and McEwen's chewing a piece of the wall as Dre takes the lead, and JW moves back up into second place. Evil Dragon finding his way back into third on the hard tyres somehow, some way. Evil Dragon cut through the field on a hard set of tyres and found himself up into third. Dash in fourth on a set of mediums all over the rear derriere of Evil Dragon, and those on the hard tyres, I imagine the track's going to be rather cold for them. They're going to have no grip. I think the medium runners are struggling with grip. E. Graham then, he's one of those on the hard tyres, ahead of Groot on the hard tyres, who's ahead of Sid, who's on the hard tyres. Then we have Adam on the mediums there and Warwick on the softs. But it's Dre who's leading at the moment. JW under pressure from the Dragon. The Dragon loving the hard tyres. Maybe the cooler track has really evened out the tyres a little bit here, because yeah, Evil Dragon is pushing on. Absolutely pushing on with his harder tyres. I ate about 3 or 4 digestive biscuits in that quiet time, and I'm struggling to get it down. Oh, Vodkrov saying that pizza was lovely. I bet it was. And Vodkrov saying so hard to race side by side going up the hill. It is tricky stuff. These guys are very talented. Very talented. So the Dre leads with JW in second. JW absolutely pushing the matter on the Dre there. Unbelievable stuff with Evil Dragon there in third with the dash right up in his rear derriere as E. Graham trying to make his way through, but he's on the hard tyres. McEwen behind him on the medium tyres, and Groot behind him on the hard tyres. Then we have Sid also on those hard tyres. Warwick's made his way up a position there with the softs as Adam sliding off the track. Adam not enjoying the bueno. Dre in trouble from JW. JW taking that inside line, grabbing the toe, saying thank you, sir, and he's up and he's through. Beautiful work from JW there, and the Dre, I mean, there's nothing he could do against the toe. Evil Dragon implementing himself in the situation, trying to get that position as well as they stumble over each other. Someone's had a little slip. It's the dash behind Graham, I believe. E. Graham now up and into fourth place, and if Sid has championship aspirations, he needs to be staying with E. Graham. That looks like where the championship is heading. But at the moment, Sid stuck in 8th place behind the Groot. Stuck in the train. We got a wide on. We got a couple of wide ons, and I think Dash might have been the first one. And now McEwen all up in his business. E. Graham, must have been E. Graham. He slipped in. He was up into 4th, and now he's behind the Dash and McEwen. And Groot looks like he's had a slip there as well. No, he was always 7th point. Sid's always been chasing him down. Warwick on those soft tyres, absolutely slinging Renault at the moment, trying to make his way through this field, getting a tow from the winning car from last race. God, that was a really bad stutter. I just heard myself in the background. I don't stutter. I was just trying to think of a word. Trust me. My speech impediments are just dumbness. It's a brain impediment, not a speech impediment. JW leads from Evil Dragon with the Dre in third. Let's not forget about Dre. McEwen in 4th, ahead of E. Graham. E. Graham on those hard tyres, remember? Having to use a hard compound for at least one round each event. And the Dash on a medium set of tyres. Someone's off the road. Someone's off the road. It was the Dre. It was the Dre. He's let McEwen up and into third now. McEwen on his way up. He's back on the ascent, ladies and gentlemen. He was up there fighting with JW and Dre at the very beginning of this race. And now getting a tow on the Dragon. And it's McEwen back up and into second. Chasing down JW. JW having a blinder so far. In the Pertec Renault. And McEwen hunting him down with Evil Dragon there in third, with Dre and E. Graham all in a batch together. Groot is there as well, 6th. Sid in 7th. The Dash has slipped down and in 8th. And Warwick and Adam really is not enjoying either Bathurst, the Renault, or all three together. I only said 2, but there must be a third option as well. Adam, not Adam, it was Dash off the road. Warwick having a bigger squirrel on in that corner. And Sid there in 7th, not making any headway into Groot, who's on a hard set of... Well, they're both on a hard set of tyres, so that's a bit unfair. Dre, on those mediums, needs to get away from E. Graham, doesn't he? He needs to pull away now, start closing in on Dragon, because Dragon's on those hard tyres. With McEwen hunting down JW. How's JW doing? Has anyone checked in on him? Is he cool? Because if you've got McEwen behind you, that's rather scary. I'm going to dip a chocolate biscuit in my coffee, so I'm going to have to eat it because it'll go soft. And I'll try and be as quiet as a mouse. I'm sure you haven't noticed. I should have bet before, I'm sorry. JW at the moment, I think the gap is getting smaller between himself and Liam. Liam with the 14.8 last time around. 15.8, yeah, second faster. E. Graham holding up, he's got himself past Evil Dragon even. Warwick up already. Dash and Adam, what have we had gone wrong? The Dre slipped down. The Dre has slipped down. Groot also slipping down the order. Sid's lost a position as well, I think, to Adam maybe. Adam was right at the very back. We've had some big action down here, I'm afraid. We haven't seen. And Dash there in 6th. So Warwick, who was virtually last apart from Adam, is now up to 5th. And quite close to Evil Dragon, who's lost his position to E. Graham. So there's been a bit of an order change as we've watched McEwen try and close in on JW. As it gets dark here at Bathurst. I mean, we've got 6 laps to go. And Roderick on those soft tyres, he's got to be fancying his chances, hasn't he? He's only a second behind Evil Dragon, and E. Graham's on the hard tyres ahead of him, not far. So Warwick opting to go with those soft tyres. I mean, I don't know if they drop around, but you think this would be one of the drop rounds, so it's a bit of a big move, a big ball move to pick those soft tyres, because I think this could be his drop round. Unless he knows he's missing around. I don't even know if they drop around. I'm just assuming. Beautiful stuff from Warwick there. Hanging the car out. McEwen has taken the lead. Oh my God. Looks like it was just under the toe. Doesn't look like we missed much, but we will endeavour to get you the action as they come up down the straight. And yet, I think it's a bit of McEwen getting a better drive out of the corner, and the toe gets him ahead in that position. The question is, can JW come back at him? Stay with him up until the straight and then get the toe back. But at the moment, McEwen looks untouchable out there. Absolutely touchable as he drives out of his skin. Looking for a win, the reigning world champion, the reigning champion of the series. has had a bit of a poor start. I think with a 6th and a 7th so far in these rounds. So looking to end on a high, which would be fantastic for him. JW on the podium is still good work. E. Graham, Evil Dragon are in trouble from Warwick. Warwick definitely is a threat. We've got Dash and Adam having their inter-team fight. Adam having a pull out of the toe, and there was a bit of grass there. He touched up the grass, but he still got by. And the Dash now down in 7th. I say that, we've still got the braking to go. And Adam seems to have done it. Warwick's got himself through. Warwick's got himself past the Evil Dragon. And the Dash there is behind Adam. Sid in 8th place, and Dre, who's all up in Sid's business then? Oh no, he's behind Adam and Dash. And Sid, if he's got championship aspirations, he wants to get past these guys. He's almost past the Dash already. A late break into turn 1 is going to see the end of our boy Dash as Sid moves up and into 7th, and he's chasing down the Adam now. He's got the pace. He is on the hard tyres, which makes it rather difficult for him. Up ahead, we've got the 2 Pertex. Warwick knocking JW down. E. Graham, old JW's had an issue, surely, because he was riding high. He was absolutely riding high. I don't know what's happened to him. No, we've already missed it. So JW has befell some sort of issue. E. Graham's got ahead of him. And McEwen's all on his own out there in the lead now. No one to contest him. 3 seconds for E. Graham, but E. Graham on those hard tyres. Warwick on the softs, flying. Can he catch up with E. Graham? With JW now slipping down into 4th place from 2nd. That is a huge one to swallow. That's what she said. Evil Dragon then in 5th place now, with Adam closing in. Sid up ahead of the Dash, and Sid wanting to get himself a piece of Adam as well, and maybe Evil Dragon, especially as it seems like Sid is a contender this season for the championship and needs to get all the points that are available at every race. Dash then in 8th place with the Dre in 9th. His race not gone how he wants it, and now he's just lost a position to Group. Group from nowhere, virtually just nipping that one up the inside of the Dre. McEwen leads 2.6 seconds on E. Graham. E. Graham on the hard tyres, but still the fastest man on the track. It seems like mediums or hards, E. Graham doesn't care. He's got a 14.8 on those hard tyres. People are going to be scratching their heads and wondering how he has managed that. And Warwick on those softs, 16.1. And he's looking to close up on E. Graham, but E. Graham absolutely has immense pace on the hard tyres, and it's going to be a tough job for Warwick there to catch him. JW in 4th, nearly a podium. Nearly a podium was had there, and we've got Evil Dragon going very wide out of that corner, leaving himself open to Adam Sid combo that are coming along. Look at Sid fly, ladies and gents, on the hard tyres. And don't believe him when he plays down the aspirations. Nearly 3 wide going into this corner. This is going to be, close your eyes, I'll tell you what happens. Adam gains a best position up the inside. Evil Dragon stayed in 6th, and Sid now down in 7th. Well, stayed in 7th, and it's still tight between Evil Dragon and Adam. Sid's up there alongside Evil Dragon, and Sid he's claimed the position. Evil Dragon slipping down the order, and Adam then absolutely racy there from Adam, but Sid's on him now. Sid going around the outside through a very fast part of the track. Ooh, Sid having to back out, and Sid slamming the wall hard, giving Adam about half a second gap now, and Evil Dragon the opportunity to close back in on the Ginsters Renault. And Adam then floundering at the moment in front of the Sid trying to make maximum points in this race, as E. Graham now, his closest championship contender, is up and into 2nd place, 2 seconds ahead of Warwick. Warwick's done a 14.8 Graham's doing 15.3s. Warwick can do this. He can take this second place, and that really is what Sid needs at the moment. Sid needing to get past the Adam, but Adam on the medium tyres, the faster tyre. And there we go, Sid using the toe, using the draft to get himself through, and he's up and he's ahead. Sid then, can he slow this bad boy down? He does, beautiful stuff. And Adam behind, the faster tyre, both off the road. Adam's really hanging it out a lot and giving Dash an opportunity to get back through. And Sid is going to try and absolutely dip now and leave them behind. JW in fourth with Warwick 2 seconds. He's gone fastest than anyone has gone in this race, 14.4, and he's only 2 seconds behind E. Graham, and McEwen has gone. He has left the building. Adam on the Dragon. Adam versus the Dragon. With the Dash. The Dash was there. He's been doing Adam all race, and the Dragon still prevails against the Dash. Adam trying to go around the outside. It's not happened for him. And Evil Dragon then maintains sixth with Adam in seventh, Dash in eighth. Dash is in trouble from the Dre though, is he not? No, Dre's all on his own. That's the Dash being trouble for Adam, sorry. The two eBay Renaults. And Evil Dragon in sixth with the Sid in fifth. Fourth for JW at the moment, 4 seconds behind his teammate Warwick, who is absolutely slamming Renault at the... Well, he is, because he's getting closer to Graham, but he's driving like he's out of control. It doesn't look like he has full control of that car. And McEwen now 3 seconds to the lead, 8 laps done, 2 to go. Well, 2 after this, should I say. And E. Graham second with Warwick in third. Warwick though flying on those soft tyres. They get to use the soft tyres for 1 race per season, and Warwick using his after having 2 very poor first races. I think he DNF'd the first one and parked in the second, or it might have been the other way around. Vodka Rob saying, I've just been a proper pig and had a slice of cheesecake with a chocolate sundae tipped over it with double cream as well. My goodness, man. Call the ambulance. You're gonna have a heart attack. McEwen then leads this race on lap 9 of 10, the penultimate lap. He's got 3 seconds on E. Graham. E. Graham's got his hands full though with a very fast Warwick coming in. JW in fourth ahead of the Sid. JW with a 16.9 last time around. Sid a 15.6. So Sid is closing in. Evil Dragon in sixth, and Adam giving Evil Dragon a lots of concern. Lots of concerns in these latter parts of the race. Evil Dragon was riding high in this race earlier behind his teammate E. Graham, and he's slipped back now. And he's open to the 2 eBay Renaults who are looking to get their way past. The Dash there trying to optimise as well from Adam's misfortunes behind the Dragon. And the Dragon is driving the widest Renault in the game. Must be. Adam then feels like he's found a leak and he's through. And it looks like the Dash also trying to go through the same way. And Evil Dragon wasn't born yesterday. He's got him locked down. Absolutely locked down. And the Dash then having to deal with 8th place at the moment as Adam gets through. Up and into 6th to chase down Sid, who has caught up JW. Oh, JW, poor JW, his race. He was up there flying, leading strongly. Lost the position to McEwen. And then next thing, slipped down to 4th. And now it's Sid. But Sid has a championship to concern himself with now, you see. This is not just a race-to-race basis for Sid, because he's gone and done something daft like get into a championship battle and given himself extra stress this season that he really didn't need. Sid then up to fourth. Warwick closing in on the Graham. And Roderick then looking to get by. Beautiful stuff there. Warwick, is no room there, sir. Is he going to do the old switcheroonie? No. He should get a toe up here, though, and be able to late break him in the top corner. On the last lap now, McEwen leads the race, the reigning champion of the series. E. Graham in second, Warwick on the faster tyre in third place, climbing all over the rear derriere of Graham. Graham staying to the inside, defensive. Roderick does care not about your defensiveness because he's going to come out of them corners with an absolute pace and a half with those stickier tyres. And E. Graham, remember, on the hard compound. They couldn't be on more opposite sides of the compound spectrum. And Warwick then taking one fastest lap after the next. Sid in fourth, in trouble from JW. Doesn't seem like it. JW just tucked in behind the Sid. Adam in sixth. Evil Dragon still holding off the dash. And Dre not having a great weekend of it. And the Groot also. This race did not go his way. McEwen on his final lap, though, coming around to the final straight. Flashing his lights. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. He's thinking KFC tonight, or is it a Nando's? E. Graham then in second with Warwick unable to get that position away from E. Graham, and Sid would have, he was hoping that Warwick was going to be able to do the job to help him out points wise. And here comes then McEwen through the chase. Down to the final corner, ladies and gentlemen. And the third different winner in 3 races this evening. Well, I present to you Liam McEwen, reigning champion. Great stuff there. E. Graham grabs a solid second place with Warwick on the podium. Take a view, my son. Sid in fourth. Great weekend from him. JW in fifth. He was leading this race, unfortunately, for finishing fifth because he was up there. Adam then in sixth with the Dash in seventh, who did get Evil Dragon in the end, who finishes in eighth. And the Dre, don't forget about Dre and Groot. Groot having an absolute nightmare in this race. Oh, an absolute nightmare. Only lap 2 was a competitive lap, and maybe lap 8, but not competitive to Groot's standard anyway. The Dre as well had his nightmares, and the mountain, it does look like it bit a few people here, and hopefully the next round is a bit better for these drivers. They find it more settled, the Renault, I mean. So here comes Dre to finish in ninth. Every point is going to count, even if it's not one you wanted. And the Groot knows this all too well. Did he finish second in the championship last year? I know he was in the championship winning team. But Groot then bringing it on home. Bookending this race with his teammate winning and him absolutely losing. No, he didn't lose. Sorry, Groot. And that's the Groot finishing in 10th place. Well done. So it's McEwen then takes all the desserts. The cheesecake, the sponge cake, all of the desserts. And there he is. What a hiney. Great drive from McEwen in the AR. Right, let me grab this, please. And then we'll look at the results before the room closes and we say goodbye. So McEwen then the third and different winner this evening in all the races. E. Graham, one of those winners as well. Congratulations to him. In second with Warwick creating a fine podium after a bit of a slow start to the round. Sid fourth, all important points. Sid thinking like a championship contender. JW in fifth, leader of this third and final race. We thought he might might be able to do it, but I don't know, he seemed to have a head wobble in the middle and slipped down to 4th, and then Sid got him there near the end for 5th. Adam in 6th, strong racing from Adam, but it looks like him and the Renault have a little bit of ground to make up with each other and a little bit of learning of each other. The Dash in 7th, Evil Dragon in 8th, and the Dre in 9th. The Dre did not look comfortable in the Megane at all, and Groot, don't know what happened to him in that race, absolutely lost the plot and thought he was driving a tractor. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the beginning of a brand new championship, and it is going to be an absolute humdinger of or it looks like anyone's race. It looks like anyone is the opportunity to take this championship. So please, please, please join me again live Fridays. This one will always be. It's not like, oh, when's that replay going to happen? This will always be Friday night live here at Thingamajig's Racing Channel. Please do not miss it a single second. Join me each Friday evening as we follow the Renaults around the world and just have a little bit of fun with each other. Vodka Rob in the chat saying fantastic entertainment as always. Thingy, cheers, mate. Well, bless you for joining in. I'm glad you enjoyed your pizza and your cheesecake with a dessert on top. That was like a triple cheesecake with the cream. A triple dessert there from Vodka Rob. That's who got all the desserts, not McEwen. Vodka Rob did. Okay, guys, thank you ever so much for the guys who run the championships and do all the organising. A huge thank you to all the guys that participate in the championship and give us all that entertainment. And a huge thank you to you guys out there that join in and in the chat and do all sorts of things to make it worth it. I am grateful. I thank you all. Nothing more to say. It's another weekend, so I am going to be hitting those replays hard, and so I couldn't tell you when they're coming, but they're coming, and they're coming strong. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.